Hello and welcome to Culture Shark, a live stream about all things pop culture. I'm Final Monkey,
And I'm Caleb.
and we are finally back after a feels like a really long hiatus. We were off for
Yeah.
2 weeks, although we did have pre-recorded shows. But it's good to be back. Good to be recording.
Can
Uh,
I be honest? And I don't know if we said this in the second episode that we pre-recorded, because we pre-recorded those two episodes on the same day, pretty much at the same time.
yeah,
Uh, it's nice whenever we need to do it. Like, if we need to pre-record several shows in advance. It was tiring.
yeah, yeah,
So it's good to be back. Good to have an audience. I think it's and we'll even see today. Like, especially if you saw us reacting to the trailers, it's definitely a whole lot easier to keep a show moving whenever we have an audience to bounce off of.
oh yeah, definitely, definitely. And we had all kinds of technical difficulties too, so it's
Yeah.
we're bouncing
Uh,
back. So we got
Ahoy, ahoy.
yeah. So we're back and ready to go. Today we're just gonna do kind of a news catch up. Um, and to start off with, like many of you, I was playing I felt like watching the Zapruder film yesterday. Just watching the news nonstop. And prayers for our country. We're going
Yeah,
through a mess right now, and
definitely.
um, there's no place for hatred. And just prayers for everybody involved. So.
hmm Definitely are. And especially, for and we'll move past this and get to some more fun stuff. But prayers to both men, because
Oh yeah, it's
I mean, he- it's regardless of how you feel about either of the candidates, it is a hard job, and it is a hard campaigning is hard too. So
yeah, and we've still got several months till the election, and
yeah.
just prayers that nothing else like this happens. So,
hmm
yeah, not fun at all. I had a hard time coming up with the thumbnail for today, so I just went with Sam the bald
Yeah.
eagle and fireworks at the end of the day.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
and it kind of works because we didn't really have a show for Fourth of July, and so
yeah,
it
I
you
asked my
know
brother what we should do, and he said I should put the picture of Trump with the flag and put Spider Man's face on it. And I was like,
God,
I don't know if I could
that
do that.
that seems a little.
That might be a little tacky. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Uh, I mean, I mean, here's the thing. That was like the first thing that I thought was post 9/11 Sam Raimi Spider-Man.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
that when I saw that picture, um, but it's not some we don't need to put our brand on it.
yeah, yeah.
That's just a fun thing for us in our intrusive thoughts. Um,
So,
uh,
Caleb, how'd you spend your 2 weeks off? What's been going on?
so uh, one thing that we've been doing, and this is, it's our weekend checkup. It's more like our 2 week catch up,
Hmm.
which is really what the show's gonna be. It's gonna be, what we've been doing the past 2 weeks, and news catching up over the past 2 weeks, kind of getting back into the swing of live streaming. uh Major thing is, obviously I'm still playing Destiny. It's like it's my drug. That's what I do. But I've actually been expanding my horizons to other games, and specifically, um, for those of you who don't know, the Steam Summer Sale has been going on. Um, and so if you haven't, I would definitely recommend going out to Steam and looking at some things. I got the entire Arkham Saga for under $20. That includes Arkham Origins, the DLC, Arkham Origins Blackgate, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, the DLC, Arkham Knight, the DLC. I mean, I got it all. And the reason I say it like that is because Suicide Squad is not an Arkham game, and I don't care what Rocksteady says, because that's Rocksteady in name only. Um, so what I've done is, I'm doing something that I've never done before, which is, I'm actually starting with Arkham Origins and kind of making my way through the series. I played them as they came out. And so I've only ever played them in release order. So I'm actually playing it in chronological order at this point. So currently, I think I'm about done with Arkham Origins. I haven't decided if I'm gonna 100% because like I can usually 100% the Arkham games. I'm really good at that. But I never 100% at Arkham Knight. So if I 100% Arkham Origins, I have to 100% everything else, and I've never done uh uh Harley Quinn. Oh God. Nope, 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 nope. Didn't happen. I don't know what you're talking about. um, but so I've been playing through all of that, and you know that's been fun. Um, yesterday, actually, we did something. Um, yesterday we did something that I haven't done in a long time. Probably in about 2 years. I had a friend text me and was like, "Hey, man, you wanna go comic shopping?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I haven't been in a comic shop in 2 years." Which is sad considering what I do on the weekends, talking about comic books. Um, but this is the fun thing that I think you'll appreciate. He said, you know, Deadpool Wolverine's coming out, and I'm really in a Wolverine mood. Where do I start? What do I do? And so I said, all right, so if I'm being completely honest, Wolverine branded comics typically not the best. Whenever it's just a solo venture.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know if you would concur with that. I think I'm pretty.
The Jason Aaron early Wolverine stuff is pretty good.
Uh,
Uh,
I think the Frank Miller the 4 issue mini is really
oh
good too.
yeah, yeah, the one
Uh,
Wanted and all that, or I can't remember what it's called, but stuff
it
like
was just it
that.
was just called Wolverine, I think.
Hmm.
But so we
Oh,
actually
you know what? I'm thinking of Mark Millar's Wolverine, where he was brainwashed by hand and was like killing all the heroes left and right.
gotcha.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, but so what I did was I was like, okay, so let me give you some recommendations. Uh, because I do think that these are really good Wolverine stories because I think Wolverine gets more interesting once you get away from the origin.
Oh yeah.
Uh, Step one, call 95% of the people bub. Did you just call me blob? Why'd you call him blob, man? I love Will I Am. So I said, you know, you get away from the origin, and I think Wolverine becomes very interesting. So I
Mhm.
said, well, let's start in 2010 and just go to 2016, and then that will be what we're looking for. So I said, let's take a look at uh, Uncanny X Force.
Mhm.
Let's take a look at X Men Schism, Avengers versus X Men, Jason Aaron's Wolverine and the X Men.
Right. Yeah.
So you know what you made me do last year, and I say made me. I enjoyed it. I of course I wouldn't recommend it if I didn't love it.
Mhm.
It came in handy yesterday.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So he got we actually found the first issue of Uncanny X Force. Reminders.
Nice.
Um, so there was definitely a part of me that was like, I want this, but I was like, no, because I was looking for something myself. I was looking for Gotham City Year One by Tom King,
Mhm.
um, and so I'm like, so take this. We found a reprint of the first issue of Frank Miller's Wolverine. Um, we found a bunch of Avengers versus X Men. Um, did not find a whole lot of Wolverine and the X Men. We just found the tie-in issue to Avengers versus X Men.
Mhm.
Uh, and my friend is also he is big into kind of like the doom and gloom comic books. Like he loves Punisher Max. He loves
Mm-hmm.
Uh, his favorite writer is Garth Ennis. He loves The Boys.
Mm-hmm.
And so I gave him Cosmic Ghost Rider because I'm like, this is Frank Castle here. Just trust me on this.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, "Hey, what's this right here?" And he picks up an issue. It was a reprint of the first. There were a lot of reprints. I think they're reprinting so much now.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah.
which honestly, I think that's great for people just getting into comics. Like,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Well, that's how I got into comics was classic X-Men. You
yeah.
know, so yeah.
So he picks up the first issue. What is this? Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. And I'm like, you're gonna love that. So he picks up the first issue. I think he wants to find the other three because we were playing whenever we got home. We dropped him off at his place. We came home. We were all playing Destiny last night, as we do on Saturday nights. And during the lull times, whenever someone's setting up their loadout or working with their guardian class, he would just be reading, and I would hear his reactions to things. And it was so funny. He's like, "What? That's where it ends?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah. That's issue 1 of 4, baby." And then you also got to get Deadpool Illustrated, where he goes in and kills Tom Sawyer.
Yeah.
So that's kind of. And I've started watching a little bit of Suits and Dexter again, and lots of Law and Order. Uh, just watching. I love crime drama, so that's what I do. I've got one more thing to bring up, but we'll talk. I'll go ahead and talk about this, and then we can get to you because really everything else is just going to be news related. Um, I saw Inside Out 2,
Mm-hmm.
which I wasn't planning on watching Inside Out 2, because the last time that I saw a sequel to one of my favorite uh, Pixar movies, I hated it. Uh, that would be Incredibles 2.
Right.
Little known fact, did you know that the villain's name, Evelyn Devers, that's actually a play on words? It means evil endeavors. Did you know that? Get it?
Dope.
Um, but so we went to go see Inside Out 2, and I gotta be honest, I had a smile on my face the whole time. It was brilliant. I mean, it felt like old Pixar. It was just wonderful. I don't know how they did it, but if this is our $1 billion movie this year, it totally deserves it. I absolutely loved it. In fact, and you and I have talked. We have similar experiences with the first Inside Out, except we take it differently because you take it as a reminder of your childhood trauma. I take it as a being seen, and I'm not the only one who has gone through that because we both have. Um, uh,
Similar backgrounds where
we have.
our
Well,
parents traveled around a lot when we were kids, and
yeah,
so there was a lot of having to start over and
yeah,
over again.
yep,
Different schools or different friend groups at different churches. It's
hmm
difficult.
yep. So that's that first movie. This one, I think the first one for me is better because it hits me on that emotional level, on that personal level. I think you'll enjoy the second one, no problem, because it doesn't really deal with that. It really just does deal with kind of growing up in uh uh middle. It's about Riley's transition from middle school to high school.
Yeah.
And Maya Hawke kills it as anxiety. She is great.
Oh, my
Uh,
hog's generally great in anything.
oh
So
yeah. I am recommending a modern Pixar movie. Two thumbs up.
that's shocking.
I
Yeah.
know. I loved Inside Out too. Inside Out. Here's the thing. I wish I had Inside Out as a kid because I wish that I could have seen because I was just about an adult whenever I saw it the first time because it didn't come out.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish that I could have seen that and like it could have helped me process my emotions better.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's one of those that like, man, I genuinely wish that I could have watched it as a kid. But yeah, it definitely hits as an adult. Um, so that's my weekend checkup. Arkham, thumbs up. Um, Inside Out, thumbs up. Avengers versus X-Men, thumbs up. It's been a positive 2 weeks. I've been consuming a lot of good stuff lately. So how about yourself? What have you been up to?
Uh, I know a while back I sent you a YouTube channel that where he reviews some modern comic books and a lot of different stuff like Sandman stuff.
Hmm.
Um, Danny Maltz, I think is the channel. Um, and he did Avengers Twilight, so I watched through all of that. Pretty interesting, last days Avengers story where Captain America. It's almost like a 1984 type state where Big Brother's watching everything and superheroes are not allowed. And there's curfews and stuff,
I mean, it kind of sounds like
and
Ultimate's Avengers.
and there's all these documentaries, saying Red Skull actually he's actually not a bad dude, and Captain America's just like old man Captain America's just ticked off about this, and it's a lot about Iron Man's son and stuff, and it's a pretty good read if you like
Was
stuff
it
like Dark
Avengers
Knight Returns.
Twilight?
Yeah, if
Who?
you like stuff like Dark Knight Returns, um,
Oh, Zdarsky. I think Zdarsky's like the only good writer that Marvel has left.
yeah, yeah. Um, I'll spoil one thing.
Go
They
ahead.
kept teasing Ultron the whole time. That at the end, Red Skull just like kills Ultron off screen, and you're like, oh well, that was kind of lame. That it
That
never.
I mean, that sounds like. I mean,
Right.
old man Logan kind of does that. A lot of those do that.
Yeah,
Um,
but yeah,
yeah.
it is there is a moment where they show Spider-Man dying, so that does kind of tie in with our topic today of
Mhm.
there's an upcoming storyline coming up called the Eight Deaths of Spider-Man, so we're going to discuss that here in a minute. uh Other than that, let's see, I'm still playing through Metroid Zero Mission. I'm still stumbling around in that game. I'm trying to use any guides, so I realized that game would probably take like 20 minutes to beat if you didn't have to backtrack constantly.
Yep.
So, uh,
Oh, real world thing. So the reason that I don't have my screen on is because of the storms and the hurricane has kind of been coming up to Kentucky a little bit. Our internet's been really finicky. How have you guys been doing as far as hurricane season?
uh, the storm largely missed us. It went to the right of us.
Okay, that's good.
But it was really nasty for my parents who live in Shreveport. There was like
Oh
tornadoes like
yeah.
all around them. So
Jeez.
pretty scary stuff. Yeah, we've had a crazy storm season though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's been something every other week it seems like. So uh which was weird because like the year before there was like nothing going on. So and then the year before that it was like a drought, so it's you just never know what's going to happen in Texas. So
Oh
uh,
yeah.
all right, I think that's enough yapping about the weekend. We did have a Marvel trailer finally drop this week.
We had a
uh
couple.
yeah, Captain America Brave New World, we finally got a look at the next movie. What were your thoughts? We haven't really talked about it, so
Um, okay, so I do not have any negative thoughts about it. Um, if I'm being completely honest, I think I'm just done. Like I mean, it looks fine enough. It looks. They're definitely trying to capture the Winter Soldier
yes, that's what I thought.
feel.
Yeah,
Um, but I don't know. I think I'm obviously I'm gonna see it because the streak must be kept. But I don't know. More and more, maybe the streak has to die.
I feel like there's a lot of missed opportunities with this movie. I think we've talked about this before. this just imagining movie posters of Red Hulk versus Green Hulk, and I think that would have definitely got me more hype than what we're getting with this Red Hulk versus Captain. I keep calling him Captain Falcon. Captain Falcon. We'll call him that.
Show me your moves.
Yeah, yeah. Uh,
What I really hope that Giancarlo Esposito is not just some guy with a gun.
he seems to be a late addition to the movie, but the movie doesn't come out for another 8 months or whatever, so they can film a lot more stuff if they want to. I'm more interested in the Hulk stuff. The leader. What is he? What I like the Hulk villains. There's a whole fun Hulk world we haven't really explored in the MCU.
Can I be legit about something?
Sure.
That the brief clip we get of Red Hulk catching the shield and him throwing it on the ground. Cool idea for a shot. Does that look bad to you? I know there was something off about it to me.
Which shot where he was capturing? I was talking to the chat, so I missed what you said. Which shot?
It was
where he caught the shield, Red Hulk.
Where he got the shield and threw it on the ground. I'm like,
it was something about the way it was filmed. Like it was.
If I want to get just like super negative and clickbaity, I'm like, oh, that looks terrible. But I don't know. It's like just something about it looks off.
Here's what kind of wrecked it for me is somebody kind of spilled the secrets of how they film Marvel movies, and that it's why am I blanking on his name? Who's the guy in charge?
Feige.
Feige comes up with an action scene and then makes a script around it. So once someone told me that, and I saw the White House getting attacked, I'm like, oh, there's his action scene, and then he made a movie around. So once I heard it, that's how they make these movies. It kind of ruined something in my head, So, yeah, I don't know. We'll wait and see. I if there's like a bunch of Hulk characters in this, She-Hulk and Red Hulk and Leader, Abomination, all this, then maybe I'll be in. But
do you think that they're going to bring back She-Hulk? I feel like they quietly canceled She-Hulk.
Well, I think She-Hulk will be relegated to appearing in other stuff like Avengers and stuff. She won't ever have her own series again, but she will be one of those characters that just shows up.
Okay.
The other thing is, earlier I was saying about the missed opportunity, Green Hulk, Red Hulk. Harrison Ford is 81 years old or something. So the chances of us getting that movie,
yeah,
not high.
I don't know. They have no problem recasting this character.
Yeah, which I'm fine with recasting. But
can I be honest? Like that joke was funny. New look, sir.
Yeah.
They said either lose the mustache or lose the election.
Yeah.
like honestly, if let's say that God forbid Harrison Ford dies and we have to recast, give him a mustache. Mustache again, sir. Like every time you recast, just get rid of the mustache or give him the mustache.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping Red Hulk would have the mustache, like on Venture Brothers, where he has the mustache. I think it's funny.
You know what? Here's the thing. I know that's like in Venture Brothers, it's a joke. I actually kind of like Red Hulk having the mustache, because to me it makes the most sense.
He's more of a Teddy Roosevelt character on there, and it's very funny.
Yeah.
All right, I sent you a link for the trailer of the week. Something I think we ought to start doing is, different trailers every week. I found this one on IG and movie trailers. And I was like, you know what, this might be right up Caleb's alley here.
I mean, just by the name of it, I don't know what this is, but. Okay, something about. Okay, here we go. This might be something. Like I said, unfortunately, you're not going to get my facial reactions, which is unfortunate.
You'll get mine though. Here's my monkey face reaction. So go ahead.
All right, so let's see.
I know what kind of movies me and you like, so I'm like, okay.
Yeah. All right, let's.
This is called Twilight of the Warriors Walled In.
承載唔到你亂嚟。
I'm already on board. That right there.
錢緊要定命緊要？
This looks like Kung Fury.
Hello。
Oh, that was so cool.
而家呢度我哋係陀地。今日就要你打橫行出去。
All right. That's
I-
Twilight of the Warriors.
I wish you could see my face right now because it's similar to the red one.
Yeah.
The red
Yeah.
one reaction, but except it's a big smile on my face.
Oh yeah, I've got a big smile on my face.
Oh man, whenever he puts his fist down, he gets the glass in his knuckles and then he punches him. Oh, that's so dope.
Yeah.
That looks like Kung Fury.
yeah, or a little bit of Kung Fu Hustle mixed with
definitely.
Bullet Train.
Yeah. It kind of that style.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun. This actually reminds me. So one more thing as far as something that we did yesterday. So Barnes and Noble's having their Criterion sale like they do every year.
Mm-hmm.
And so Cameron bought and so Criterion Collection, if you guys don't know, they're the best of the best as far as Blu-rays go, and they only do the best of the best movies. So Cameron got the original Godzilla, and they're usually about $50 or $40. So he got his for about $25. He got the original Godzilla, so we have that, and then I got a movie called High and Low. By Akira Kurosawa, and I'm a big Kurosawa fan. Pretty much, I don't have a Criterion collection. I have a Kurosawa collection because I only buy Kurosawa movies. And the only reason that I don't buy more is because I can only afford to buy them around this time.
Right.
But High and Low, we haven't. I think we're gonna watch it tonight. But we're supposed to be getting a remake of it by Spike Lee, starring Denzel Washington this year.
Interesting.
So
okay.
yeah. So I definitely I'm gonna watch this and then we're gonna see how that remake goes. But no, I mean like that trailer just made me think. Oh yeah. Let me talk about this real quick. But that trailer, that's definitely up my alley. That's that's definitely something that like. That'll be a he made me do it for whoever watches it first.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, as soon as he caught that cigarette, I was like, oh, I gotta send this to Caleb.
Yeah, that's really what it did it for me. It was whenever... and the dude with like the fluffy mullet and the sunglasses.
Oh yeah,
and like the gold jacket.
I don't know if you watch wrestling. He reminded me of like Jimmy Hart back in the '80s. We had the megaphone and the long black hair. Yeah.
and you know what's great is I don't know what this movie's about.
I have no clue. That's a graphic novel. I don't know. Okay. It may be part of a series. I have no idea. With that title, I have no idea, but it looked cool.
So as long as we're talking about trailers, Agatha, that was the thing that came out.
Oh yeah.
What'd you think? I know you said you had if you want to come out with your theory.
Yeah. So this is a follow up to WandaVision. WandaVision, like every week, was a different sitcom. So when this one started out, it kind of was doing that again with like almost like a True Detective type show or something that she was trapped in, and I think I'd be really up for that if like every week she was like, this week she's doing Law and Order, or this week, something different each week.
You start off with Perry Mason and work her way up.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's just a one and done because that's the only one they showed. Then as the trailer went on, I got less and less interested. As soon as they pulled her out of that world, I was just like, okay, I don't care. But since it is TV show themed, one of the theories from season 1 was that Mephisto was going to be behind it all. I'm now wondering if Mojo is behind all of this. Mojo is all about TV ratings, and this, if you're going to do Mojo, this would be the perfect time to introduce that character. So,
yeah, no, it would be cool. At that point, at that point, would that make Mojo the first? No, it wouldn't. No, I was about to say the first. Because Scarlet Witch is an X-Men character, but even in the comics she's almost more of an Avengers character. So like Mojo would be the first like just purely X-Men character in the MCU, but then we've got Beast in the Marvels.
Yeah. So I think that I think this group that she's in is the Salem 7. This is kind of like that Marvel area I'm iffy on, but I think that and I think that's Scarlet Witch's son with them, I think.
Yeah, that is Wiccan.
Yeah.
And then I know that I know that Aubrey Plaza, who, regardless if the show's any good, Aubrey Plaza is great in everything. I think she's playing the Emerald Witch.
Yeah, so most of this I'm not interested in, except for what's the main character? Agatha. I can't think of the actress name.
That is
Hahn something.
Catherine Hahn.
Catherine Hahn, and Aubrey Plaza. Those would be the two things that would get me to watch this. Aubrey Plaza. If you've never seen Legion,
oh my god,
fantastic! Especially season 1. That season finale where she's controlling everything is just it's wild.
Yeah. Speaking of messed up, did you see that Longlegs is out and it's doing amazing?
I saw that a lot of reviews and more trailers dropped, and I hadn't had a chance to. I was planning on watching them, but I got caught up in all the news yesterday, so I didn't get a chance to watch them all yet. No, I haven't seen the box office results, so it is doing well.
I haven't seen the box office results. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying that like it's getting like 90, 95s and whatnot. Like
awesome. It's not my cup of tea, but it does look great.
So it's definitely my cup of tea. I love stuff like this. Let's look up the box office.
It's at number 2.
What's beating it?
I'm sure it's Despicable Me. Let me look though.
That makes sense. Oh, it is Despicable Me. That makes sense.
That's for this type of movie, number 2 is great.
Yeah,
in the middle of summer. That's really good.
I have a friend who is a huge Nicolas Cage fan. Mm-hmm. And oh my god, this would be amazing. Get a Chris Pratt Star-Lord cameo with Aubrey Plaza. That'd be so good. So I have a friend who's a big Nicolas Cage fan. And he didn't know that he was a big Nicolas Cage fan until I pointed out, I'm like, you're a big Nicolas Cage fan. He's like, no, I'm not. I'm like, how many Nicolas Cage movies have you seen? And he counted, and it's like over like 40 or something. So he's like, I guess I'm a big Nicolas Cage fan. And so the occult and like hexes and runes and stuff kind of freak him out. Like even Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness rubbed him the wrong way. And he's like, it's not my cup of tea, but I have to see it because it's Nicolas Cage.
I get it. Yeah, Nicolas Cage is a lot of fun when he's trying. If he's not trying, that's not fun. Yeah. But he looks so freaky in this movie.
So there is one time where I don't think he was trying, but I still loved him in it. Was Willy's Wonderland. There's no way he was trying, but it was still great. Did you ever see that one?
Yeah, he was obviously said, "I don't want any dialogue, and can I just drive a hot car and just do nothing but play video games or play pinball the
The-
whole time?"
yeah, let me play pinball and I'll beat on a couple animatronics.
Yeah,
um,
such a lazy movie. Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's a lazy movie, but I still love it. But yeah, so I've heard Longlegs is this generation's Silence of the Lambs, which is an insane thing to think about, but it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it definitely does make sense. Yeah.
Uh,
Let's see what else we got going on. All right, so Eight Deaths of Spider-Man was announced. Who's the current Spider-Man writer? Is that Zeb Wells?
I don't know. I just assume Zdarsky's doing everything.
I think I
Let
think
me
it's
check.
Zeb Wells, and they're finishing up this Spider Goblin story and the story of Paul and Mary Jane that no one likes, and
Well, that,
it,
oh,
it's
that was another thing that I had to do yesterday. Was I had to pick up an issue of Spider Boy and explain that to my friend. I'm like, yeah, he's been here the whole time.
uh,
You can keep talking. I'm looking up who's the current author.
uh, yeah, Zeb Wells is the current one according to this article.
Okay.
Yeah. His run, I have not read it, so I'm just hearing this, third hand. Not well received. There's a big thing about Spider-Man becoming Green Goblin and all this stuff, and that sounds okay on paper, but I don't know. I think Scarlet Spider, whatever his current name is, has to stop him or something. So, but
Romita's the artist right now.
yeah,
That's how
uh,
you know that they're like, we don't believe in this. We need to get a good artist on here.
so let's see. Recently, Marvel revealed that Zeb Wells will be finishing his run as writer on Amazing Spider-Man, and then our favorite Joe Kelly was announced to be the follow-up writer.
I love Joe Kelly.
It's going to be a 10-part story called The Eight Deaths of Spider-Man, written by Kelly and Justina Ireland. Now, I heard a lot of people bashing this news, saying that Justina's not a great writer. I'm not familiar with her work, though, so I have no idea.
Yeah, I couldn't. Justina Ireland.
Yeah. They are bringing back Ed McGuinness for some of the artwork, and I love when Joe Kelly and Ed McGuinness work together. They make some really great stuff.
I mean, the only thing that I'm seeing is she's done some High Republic stuff for Marvel Comics.
So
Yeah.
this is CBR speculating. They said that it was teased in Moon Knight Fist of Khonshu, so maybe the mystical being Sidorak, the one who's behind not Deadpool, Juggernaut's gym, could be resurrecting Spider-Man over and over. So maybe that's what the
Yeah,
eight deaths are.
maybe. What what else do you think that we can get? Because obviously, the Eight Deaths of Spider-Man is a play on X Lives and X Deaths of Wolverine. Um, what else do you think we could see? Like,
Well, I mean that's a spiders have 8 legs, so this is a okay, and the teaser image just has 8 gravestones at the bottom. So I mean this immediately makes me think of Craven's Last Hunt. Last time we saw Spider-Man with a grave and stuff. So I don't know if this will be looking back at the 8 previous times Spider-Man has died, or if these will be 8 brand new deaths. I don't know.
no, but anyway, my question was like, let's say that we have another deaths of a character, like who else do you think fits this bill?
Oh, I think the Hulk would be interesting,
That is who I was
especially
thinking as well. That's what I was thinking as
since he
well.
has so many different multiple personalities that like the death of Joe Fixit, the death of Professor Hulk. Yeah, I think that could be.
That would be really cool. Like all the different personality. Like it's like split, where like
Mhm.
they all come in at the same time, and essentially it's the like each issue is like a death of one of his personalities until we get down to just a singular Hulk that's left.
Yeah, that would be super cool. I love Incredible Hulk. Peter David's stuff on Incredible Hulk, his
Yes.
run is so good. Um, and I even like, most of Immortal Hulk was good also. Um, so yeah, I could definitely see like the 8 deaths of Hulk. I don't know if it
Um,
fits with anybody else. Fantastic Four wouldn't make sense.
the 4 deaths of Johnny Storm.
Uh, maybe Captain America, but you know, Captain America, he's almost like there's certain characters that they always die and come back. It's like
Yeah.
Captain America, Optimus Prime, Splinter from Ninja Turtles. There's just certain characters that's just one of their traits. So, um, Jean Grey maybe, but I'm kind of sick of the Phoenix and her resurrection.
Oh no, it'd be sick. The infinite deaths of Thanos.
Yeah, I do like that. That would
Yeah,
be.
the infinite deaths of Thanos. Write it there. Write it. I was
That
just
would
like,
be.
because you know what it is. You just got to come up with a good like number. Like I don't know
Yeah,
how
yeah.
many. I don't know how many. Because X lives and X deaths. I was like, oh yeah, sure. The 8 deaths of Spider-Man. Because 8
Mhm.
legs. I get it. You got to come up with a good number. And so the infinite deaths of Thanos. That's the one.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Um,
Maybe Deadpool or Ghost Rider I could see, but other than that,
yeah.
um,
I just have a feeling that if this does really well, we're going to see a lot more of this.
oh yeah, Marvel cannot stop reusing names over and over and milking things forever and ever. But
That was another thing that I had to explain to my friend yesterday, because he's like, "Oh, was that the Phoenix Saga?" I'm like, "It said Phoenix Saga, yes, but that's not the one you're thinking of."
that's not the Secret Wars you're thinking of. That's
Yeah.
so
So
so dumb. I don't.
yeah.
It drives me crazy when they do that.
I mean,
Um,
like at least Crisis on Infinite Earths and Infinite Crisis are a little different. They're
yeah,
not using the same exact name.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm on board with this. Joe Kelly wrote my single favorite issue of any comic of all time, that being What's So Funny About Truth, Justice, in the American Way, Superman comics. So, Joe Kelly writing Spider-Man, I am all on board with that.
Joe Kelly, also one of the co-creators of Ben 10,
Yep.
and he also wrote my favorite run of Deadpool. You basically would not have Deadpool today if it wasn't for Joe Kelly. He is the one who created that personality largely. I think Mark Waid maybe did a main series before that, but for the most part, Deadpool's personality, the stuff with Blind Owl, all that stuff is Joe Kelly. Um, so he's always been one of my favorite writers, and so yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Speaking of his Superman run, have you heard the rumors about the Superman movie, about the
No.
plot and stuff?
Mm-mm.
Um, so it does sound like they're borrowing elements of the Superman story you were uh, mentioning,
Oh, really? Okay.
and it. I don't know
Uh,
how much you want me to get into it. The
go.
rumors.
Go ahead. I mean, they're just rumors. Go ahead. For those of you who don't know, if you've seen the animated movie Superman versus the Elite, that's what that's the comic I'm talking about. Which is
Uh,
What's So Funny About Truth, Justice, in the American Way.
Basically, Lex Luthor creates a weapon that is stronger and more popular than Superman because it kills like a Ultraman type character. Uh, and so the world kind of turns on Superman because they're like, oh, we want this newer, better model. And then I think it's going to devolve into Bizarro as the movie goes on. Um, so that's the rumored plot that I've been hearing.
Okay,
So
okay. Well, I'm on board with that because, um, I mean, I hear people bash Superman because you can't make Superman interesting. You make the reason that people don't find Superman interesting is because of how pure he is. But you need to see why Superman is so pure. And
Yes.
that's what this does. And here's the thing: we have all these, evil Superman is such a common trope now. With the
Yeah.
boys and
It's been
Injustice,
done.
um, and
Invincible.
Invincible. Well, and so I will stick up for Invincible because for me in Invincible, Mark is Superman. That's the way I view
Yeah,
it.
and I think Invincible is at least a more interesting take on it than
Yeah.
the others.
But I think we need a Superman that sticks up for his values so people can
Yes.
understand the character.
Yeah. One of the lines in Avengers Twilight when Spider-Man dies, Captain America says he was the greatest of all of us. I mean that is Superman. Superman is the greatest of all of
Mhm.
us,
Yep.
and that gets poorly written in comic books these days. A lot of people just don't understand Superman.
I don't think people understand Funeral for a Friend. Like
Yeah,
they don't get it.
yeah, yeah. Superman is one of my favorite DC characters. I love Superman. Grew up watching the old black and white, TV show back in the day, and
Bro, I love the what's the name of
the Fleischer.
the Fleischer cartoons? I love those.
Gosh, they're so good. Anything the Fleischer brothers does, even that classic animation is incredible. It's like far in a way better than anything Disney was putting out at the time, or Warner Brothers. I mean, the animation techniques are just incredible. All those old Popeye and Betty Boop cartoons and Superman stuff, they're just mind blowing.
So these rumors that you're hearing did they say Ultraman? Like
That's the name I saw. Like I said, I didn't want to spoil too much. I just was kind of skimming the article. Um, but yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
the word they used was
Okay.
Ultraman.
So for our audience, Ultraman is the leader of the crime syndicate from Earth
Right.
3, who is basically the original evil Superman. Okay. Bizarro is kind of funny. Bizarro is a funny guy. He's the first scary evil Superman. How about that?
I love Bizarro. He's one of
Yeah.
my favorite characters. I know a lot of people get annoyed by his backwards talk, but
I love it.
I think it's so much fun.
I think Bizarro, and here's the thing: if they are gonna have him divulge into Bizarro, I need him to stay alive and eventually become a hero.
Yeah, and I think I've mentioned this before. One of my favorite Spider-Man bad guys is Doppelganger, and I would really like to see him become like Spider-Man's Bizarro.
Yeah. What I think would be really fun is you could do Red Hood and the Outlaws as a movie. Not the original run of Red Hood and the Outlaws with Arsenal and Starfire, because that was actually a really bad run. The Volume 2 run, which was written by... It was written by the same guy, Scott Lobdell, but it's got a better team. It was Red Hood, Bizarro, and Artemis. So it was the dark version of the Trinity of Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. You could make that a movie, and it'd be so dope.
Yeah, Scott Lobdell gets a lot of crap, but I really like Scott Lobdell.
I do too.
I think he's a decent writer. The biggest sin Scott Lobdell did was following up to Chris Claremont and being compared to that. There was no way you could be compared to Chris Claremont, but
he wrote Happy Death Day, so
yeah,
I love that movie.
Yeah, both of those movies are great. Yeah,
I mean, and Lobdell, a lot of his stuff, actually got adapted this year for X-Men '97. So
yeah, and
and people loved it.
His Generation Next was one of my favorite stories out of Age of Apocalypse.
Yeah. So yeah, Red Hood and the Outlaws. Let's make a movie of it.
Yeah.
Um.
So let's see. It's July 14th. So we're about 2 weeks away from what's it called? Cape Crusader coming out.
Yep.
I'm cautiously optimistic. The animation looks really good. The style, the tone. We'll just have to see. This is the new is it Bruce Timm working on it, I believe.
It's Bruce Timm and Matt Reeves. So
Yeah,
so we've got Batman the Animated Series meets the Batman. And I'm actually so whenever I thought it was a period piece, I'm like, okay, go ahead, explain Black Commissioner Gordon, other than the fact that it was Jeffrey Wright in the Batman. And here's the thing, I don't have a problem with Black Commissioner Gordon. I'm just saying that if it's a period piece in the 40s,
yeah.
you're not going to have a commissioner. But from what I can tell, it looks a lot more like the animated series where there's not a specific time period that it's in. And it's just more of just a stylistic choice to kind of be in a non distinct 40s type era. So I am more on board with it now. But I am very excited for it, and I love Hamish Linklater. He will be voicing Batman.
So we're still playing some news catch up here. This was also announced a couple weeks ago, and of course it's not loading right now. A story called Plastic Man No More. Let me try to reload it, see if that'll pop up again. I think Plastic Man is one of those characters that DC never knows what to do with. It does not want to load.
Yeah. Here, let me see if I can get it to load. Oh, there we go. You got it.
Okay. So this is gonna be one of their DC Black Label comics, so one of their more mature books.
Yeah, I can definitely see this being something kind of like Mr. Miracle and whatnot. I think the problem that they have with Plastic Man is they don't know how problematic to make him.
Right. Yeah, he's a former criminal who's a hero, so he's kind of a sleazeball.
Yeah.
And it's kind of this. It reminds me of what's his name, Scott O'Grady, the third Ant-Man. That's kind of a scumbag that Kirkman created. Let's see. DC announced a new 4-issue DC Black Label comic miniseries launching in September called Plastic Man No More. Hard-boiled Plastic Man Noir. I don't know about you, but when I think about Plastic Man, I immediately think of David Cronenberg. There's an element of body horror to the story that I always found fascinating. And I found myself wondering recently, how would Plastic Man actually die? What would that look like? Is he immortal? And then I thought of the long and particularly nasty ways real plastics and petroleum products break down when and if they finally do. That's how I learned about depolymerization and the chemical process of unzipping. Sorry, my mouse is terrible. Let me go back up.
Do you remember the character from Batman Beyond, Ink?
Yes.
This is giving me total Disappearing Ink vibes. Which is an episode of the animated series where Ink is actually starting to break down and almost pretty much die.
Yeah.
This is really interesting. If I'm being honest, so whenever DC got Bendis, I know that they decided to give Bendis whatever he wanted. So he wanted Superman, which I think was even at the time, I thought it was a terrible idea. No, duh, it was a terrible idea because his Superman is now one of the most infamous Superman runs of all time. Because I think Bendis does really well with your street level heroes, like Ultimate Spider-Man and Daredevil. So I always thought that you give him Plastic Man. Like when Bendis came over, they should have given him Plastic Man.
Yeah.
So I know that I do agree they did never know what to do with Plastic Man. And I think now's the time. I think the time was 5 years ago.
Right.
But I am very excited for this. Who did you say was writing this?
Let me go back up to the top.
Christopher Cantwell,
who wrote Batman the Brave and the Bold, Briar, Halt, and Catch Fire.
Oh, I love *Halt and Catch Fire*. That's a TV show on FX.
Okay. Um, yeah, Plastic Man seems like one of those characters I'd like to see what James Gunn would do with.
Oh, I bet you. So I think I don't have any proof of this. Okay, so let me just. I don't have any proof of this because I deleted all of my Twitters. But when I was on Twitter a couple years ago, and this is before James Gunn got like really big, I actually did ask him if he went over. I was on Twitter. If you went over to DC, who would you want? And he said, "I'd love to do a Plastic Man." I have no proof of that, but that is my experience with James Gunn.
Yeah, and I feel like Jim Carrey is probably the obvious choice, but
That would be for this kind of story, like a Plastic Man No More. If you want to do young Plastic Man, we definitely have to go somewhere else. But
yeah.
uh, but at that point, I think you're trying to come up with who's your next Jim Carrey, which is an even more interesting question.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
um, but yeah, I don't know. I didn't know anything about this. Like a lot of times when you send me stuff, I intentionally don't look at it so that way we can get my reaction on air.
Mhm.
Um, I'm down with this. I'm excited for this. Um, I actually like DC Black Label for the most part. The only thing that I don't like is the oversized magazine-looking books. I don't like that. But other than that, I really like Black Label.
Yeah, yeah. All right. I think that's about it. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about? I'm trying to think if there's any other news stories.
No, no. I expected this to be a pretty short show because, like I said, we're just kind of getting back into the swing of things, playing some catch up. We didn't really have a specific topic, just kind of talking about how our weeks have been, what we've been doing, and some news that we're excited about. Uh, but yeah, that is it for me, at least for now.
Okay. Have you had a chance to get to the library yet? I haven't have talked to you yet.
Oh, for Bones? No, not yet.
No.
So I am actually off on Wednesday, so I'll make my way over there. I will probably have to sign up for the library. I don't know how that works.
You
uh,
just need like proof of residency, I think, and then
okay. My
that's
proof
pretty.
is I live here. This is my residency.
Yeah, driver's license or
Yeah,
the bill or
yeah.
whatever. But yeah, this will be our next book that we will be discussing in our book club. It's actually a 9-part series. Some libraries have it all in one volume, or they'll usually have the 9 volumes. So we'll probably be covering this sometime in August.
Mhm.
This is, if you ever run into somebody who's like, "Oh, I want to get my kid into comic books. Where should I start?" This is the answer. Bone is.
Really, I just tell people Dark Knight Returns and Watchmen.
I just tell him Old Man Logan and just just say
Mo-
enjoy.
Mommy, how did I thought Hulk and She-Hulk were cousins?
Yeah. Ugh. I actually had that discussion with somebody on Reddit once. They're like, "Hey, my nephew really loves Wolverine movies. He's 9 years old. Should I start with Old Man Logan?" I was like, "No, no, no, don't."
Dude, I mean, like, I don't know where you would start a kid with Wolverine,
I
honestly.
recommended Astonishing Wolverine and Spider-Man. Is what I said.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, I didn't think about that. Whenever I was talking to my friend, I might have to. I mean, I think he's listening right now. Hey, Ben, Astonishing Wolverine and Spider-Man. That's another good one. Six
by
issue miniseries
by Jason Aaron.
by Jason Aaron. Jason, here's the thing. Jason Aaron is just the best Wolverine writer.
Yeah, yeah,
We'll just say that.
yeah.
Um,
But Bone, if you like Snoopy or Pogo and Lord of the Rings mixed together, that's kind of what this is.
Yeah, if you're a big fan of SpongeBob and Game of Thrones, I think that
Yeah,
you're.
yeah. You really really mix them in there, smash them together real good. That's what you get here. It does it. I will say this for younger readers, it does get a little darker the further you get into this.
See, he's
Um,
taking. Look at that. Sounds good. He's taken. Yep, astonishing Spider-Man Wolverine. There we
yeah,
go.
yeah. I think Kubert's the artist on that. One of the Kuberts is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't recommend Bone enough. So we'll probably sometime in August we'll do the first 3 books, which I think is out from Boneville, The Great Cow Race, and The Coming Storm. I want to say the third book is called. But yeah, they're fantastic books. If you've never read Bone, it's always in my top 10 graphic novels for people to read. Just a lot of fun. Jeff Smith is an awesome storyteller. They have tried repeatedly to make this into an animated trilogy or something like that. I know Nickelodeon had the rights for a long time, and they just have never gotten it off the ground for whatever reason. But it's a lot of fun. So, that is that. So we're going to go ahead and start wrapping up. Is Wolverine Deadpool this week or is it next week?
Wolverine Deadpool is next week. It comes out on the 26th. I was trying to think of because we want to manipulate that algorithm as much as we can. I'm wondering if we need to do something Deadpool / Wolverine related the next 2 weeks.
I wish we still had Marvel Unlimited. I could have you finish the Joe Kelly run. I don't know. We'll figure out something. It'll be something Deadpool-y or something Wolverine-y, something.
So I mean, we already did the Wolverine trilogy a couple weeks ago. You want to just do the 2 Deadpool movies next week?
Yeah, we could do Deadpool 1 and 2. It's been a while since I've seen them. Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
Cool. Okay. So my friend, this is Ben. He's a big fan of Gladiator. Did you see the Gladiator 2 trailer?
I never saw the first Gladiator, so I never saw this. I didn't watch the trailer.
Well, I like the trailer. That you know what? Hold on, let me get out the document.
Yeah, add it to the doc. Go ahead.
I'm adding it to the doc. Oh man, show notes. Here we go. He made me do it. Gladiator. Oh man, I can't believe you've never seen that one. Okay.
Yeah, so every once in a while when a movie comes out and it's just overhyped, I will skip it completely. I'm like, okay, it's because I'll always be disappointed when it gets overhyped, and then
Like
if I see
Logan?
it, or not Glass Onion, the one before that, whatever it was
Knives
called.
Out.
Yeah, or Sixth Sense or anything like that. If it gets overhyped, I'm out. Because my imagination will always be bigger than
You're just a hipster. You're too cool. You're a contrarian, man.
Oh, I know. One last topic.
Okay, go ahead.
We have not talked about the show that will not be named, but I think there's like 1 episode left.
There's 1 episode left.
How has your opinion changed on this show, or is it the same, or are you?
I enjoy it.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm having a good time with it. I actually have some pretty I have some pretty interesting theories. I think that we were all wrong about some I think we were wrong about the creation of the twins. I don't think it's as simple as we thought it was.
Sounds like there's more in play from what I heard last
Yeah,
episode.
it is definitely not like Plagueis creating Anakin. It is different.
Have you seen the Star Wars Theory did the opera scene with Plagueis and Anakin?
I did.
He laughs so hard.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll probably do like once the show's over, I'll probably do my own video because you don't want to watch it, and that's definitely cool. I'll just do like my own video on it. But yeah, I mean, like it's not. I think it's still better than Book of Boba Fett. Okay.
I've just seen clips of the show, and the clip of the witches swaying back and forth and collapsing made me laugh so hard.
That was a little weird. Lady with the whip saber is going to be former master of Smilo Ren. I've thought that myself, actually, Jonathan. Yeah, that's definitely a thought that I've had. Which, by the way, I mean, the guy who plays Smilo Ren, the character's name I think is like Kamir or something like that.
Yeah.
He was Jason in The Good Place, and he just played this total like dummy, like just really dumb guy. Man's got some range, because if anybody's the best part of the show, it's him, Carrie Ann Moss, and Squid Game guy. They kind of carry the show. I will say I the twins are the least interesting part, in my opinion, which is funny but like the actual universe that they're building and it's all, I enjoy it, and I don't think the Jedi were bad guys. I think that they were making us think the Jedi were bad guys, but I don't think they're the bad guys.
My brother's upset that no one bought him a life-size Ewok. I say I was going to buy him a leg humping Basil or whatever that guy's name
is. But yeah. Anyway, have you?
Yes, I have seen that, Jonathan.
I've seen that one. Have you had to deal with like Disney Plus and Hulu, not like they're cracking down on password sharing now? Because like Cameron and I, we actually don't have Disney Plus or Hulu anymore, because we got those from our grandparents, but now there's no password sharing.
I don't know if I've checked lately.
Okay,
I probably need to check and see. Well, no, I take that back. I think the kids were watching some Disney movies the other day, so I think we're still okay for now. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. I did watch The Other Guys again the other day. That's fun.
Because I don't want no scrubs.
Yeah. I watched it with my parents. They were like, "What the heck?"
Aim for the bushes.
Aim for the bushes, man. That's still one of the funniest lines. That and "Look, he can fly," or "Look, he's flying." Yeah.
Look, he's flying.
He starts blowing the whistle afterwards.
They're starting to murmur. We got people down here saying that you can't do it. Well, I think you can.
You should have shot Jeter. Yeah.
You should have shot. No. He shot Jeter. You should have shot A-Rod.
A-Rod, yeah.
The sound of your piss hitting the urinal, it sounds feminine.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's actually Ben who showed me that movie for the first time. So
yeah,
thank him for that one. That's a great movie.
Yeah, it is a pretty good one. So on those notes, we will wrap this up. We'll come back with a re-review of Deadpool 1 and 2 next week. But until then, I've been Final Monkey.
And I'm Caleb.
And we'll catch you in the Shark Pond.
See ya.